Looks a length off them, travelling on the outside of Western Temple. Lord Ludlow's down on the inside, covered by Parading, who's travelled up pretty well. In fact, going so well, had to come off the heels of Minus Looks. Gangbuster tracking it to the home corner as Variation comes at Quilista. And they're followed further back by Magic Las Vegas. The favourites in a world of pain coming around the corner. Wobbled badly. Variation got to a Western Temple, went up near the inside. Minus Looks further back, but Variation goes for home. The Guineas winner at the 100 clear. Quilista comes again from Western Temple. Variation in front, hard ridden from Western Temple. Quilista and Variation. He got revenge on them today. He wins the rack and tur by a length. Western Temple second. Quilista, she got too fired up in the early part of the race. She was coming again though to grab third. Minus Looks fourth home, a Gap Gangbuster. Next in Parading, Magic Las Vegas, and the stable mate of it, Lord Ludlow, the last of them to greet the judge. Variation. Brad Parnham just sitting off Quilista, who wouldn't settle in the first 600 or 700 for Pike. She got a bit headstrong over behind the gates. The clerk of the course had to accompany her down there in front of the barriers, and just had a bit of a bee in her bonnet, and she jumped very fast. And then from that point on, the first part of the race, Pike had to spend most of his time just trying to settle and talk with her and come back underneath him and relax. She did that eventually, but Variation had lobbed out straight onto the bit and was cruising along in behind them. And coming around the corner, she just wobbled badly, got right off stride, and Variation whizzed past her. Western Temple went up near the rail. Quilista came again in the straight, but Variation certainly improving again to turn the tables on Quilista with the 2 kilo advantage. And the Guineas winner back in the winners list again. So he now claims a Group 2 Guineas and a listed rack and tur stakes in this campaign. A War Chant gelding from Fleeting Angel, raced by Jeff Wilson, Michael Walsh, Neil Gill, Peter Ensel and Arthur Barrett, bred at Mungrup Stud in the Great South, trained by Stephen Miller, handled by Brad Parnham. 280 and 130 Variation. Western Temple second in the Dream Ahead gelding from Western Jewel for Peter's Investments, trained by Team Williams, ridden by Chris Parnham, and 5 Quilista third by Scandal Keeper out of Brocky's Ace for the Justin Warwick stable, owned by Justin, Carol Warwick, Livio and Renato Divatini, and ridden by William Pike. 1 length and a half a length with the margins, 129.65. That first 600 run really solid. They were flying along in front due to that favourite racing as keenly as she was. 35.45 the 600, and you could just sense that coming around the corner she was in a real world of trouble. Got on the wrong leg, she shifted ground noticeably, and Brad Parnham knew that he had her well and truly covered, and he set for the judge, took off. Variation kicked away and has bounced back very quickly. Second run in this preparation to the winners list to take out the rack and tur stakes. Minus Looks ran fourth. It's 1, 7, 5 and 3. Now race 8, the Schweppes WA TC Derby. Royal Star number 14, the scratching. 15 runners in the Group 2 feature for the 3-year-olds at 4.50. As Variation comes back, the WA Guineas winner from the last summer carnival, and some very happy owners delighted to see him return back very quickly into the winners list. Second up, let's go downstairs, and Adams with winning trainer S.J. Miller.
Yeah, we're down here with SJ, and SJ, I reckon through those early stages you might have just been licking your lips when you saw Quilista pulling and tearing and just out in front, and Pikey trying to get a real grip of that horse.
Yeah, look, prior to the race, all the owners, they're all punters and they're judges, and you know, they had that many scenarios, and in the end I just left it up to Brad, and I said to him that he was on a fit horse today, and you know, you just ride him how you ride him, and you know, the way it turned out all along, I thought if he ever got behind Quilista, she'd want to be pretty good to beat him.
Well, it was going to be interesting to see how it played out because he pushed forward, so it looked as though you were going to sit outside the leader. But as you mentioned, just going to get that trail was exactly what you would have wanted. Oh yeah, it was super. You know, in my wildest dreams, I never thought that was going to happen. But you know, the best part about it, having Brad ride it and leaving it up to him, you know, put no pressure on him, and you know, it worked out good. I bet you Brad was pretty happy to get back on this horse. Of course, Damien Lane riding in the Group 2 Guineas and getting the chance in the Breeders as well. It's been a couple of months since he sat on board the good one.
Yeah, look, you know, Brad rode him all last campaign apart from the Guineas, and you know, it wasn't his fault that he got off him. You know, he had to make a decision, and I said to him, you know, that I'd get an Eastern States jockey to ride him, and the ride's always his, you know. Damien rode him first up because Damien was coming down, and the owners wanted him on, but Brad knew that beforehand, and it was good that he rode him today and won on him, you know, and he'll continue riding him all along.
Well done, mate. Congratulations on the win.
All right, thanks very much.
There's SJ. We'll grab a winning jockey now, Brad Parnham as well. Brad, it was a pretty confident ride out there by yourself. It looked as though you believed you could get up in that forward pair, and it ended up working perfectly with Key Lister pulling out in front.
Yeah, it did. I really wasn't sure before the race how it would pan out for me. And SJ, he had enough confidence in myself to tell me that just to sum things up as they jump. And I jumped out the gates pretty well, and I saw Callista was going to the front. So I made my mind up pretty early to go across with it. I would have been happy to sit outside it, but it worked out even better for me that Quillista got trucking a little bit, and I was able to get in behind it for a while and get a bit of cover. So that worked out really well for me, and you know, I just rode him like the best horse in the race, and that's what he was. I
just heard you say that to the owners. It was probably the really good quote, and there was a lot to like about it today. The first up run was huge, over 1,400 metres, carrying 59 kilos. To know that it had that fitness under the belt, the 2 kilo swing as well, there was a lot leaning your way.
Yeah, for sure. I come here thinking I was a big chance as long as I didn't get a terrible run, and SJ really he gave me a lot of confidence before the race that the horse was flying. He said the horse is going as good as it can, and he was really wrapped. So it just gave me the confidence to ride him like that, and you know, lucky he did, because it worked out well.
No doubt he's a horse on the up. We've seen that already. The last time you rode him in a race was the 1st of November. How much has he improved?
He's improved a lot. You know, obviously I got off him in the Guineas, which was a bit of a shame for me, but he improved a lot from the time I rode him to the time he won that Guineas, and you know, I dare say he's probably even improved a little bit more since then. His run first up was huge when Damien rode him, and I can really feel the difference in him now. Like he carried a big weight, and you know, it's not easy for young horses to carry big weights and win so dominantly like that. So it was a really big effort.
The 3rd jockey today to win the Red Boots. Congratulations, mate. Best of luck in the Derby.
Yeah, thanks very much. Just about the Red Boots. Obviously, it's for a great cause for the Ronald McDonald House, so anyone who could get behind it and support it, that'd be great.
Well said, mate. Congratulations. There's Brad Parnham, winning jockey aboard of Variation, which has just taken out the listed Racontour Stakes over the 1,500 metres here at Ascot.